This is a super persistent myth in businesses, and that is buying an off-the-shelf software product will save you time and money. That off-the-shelf is the answer to problems in software development. The fact is, off-the-shelf solutions may take more time and cost more money than a custom-built solution. Well, often the sales group selling off-the-shelf software is very optimistic. This product will meet all of your needs. Caution, it's rare that a product hits the meets all our needs standard. So what happens? As the software is being configured, gradually things are discovered. A feature isn't what was promised, or it doesn't meet the company's needs. Well, what the company then has to do is engage in a customization. Well, you can already see that that's starting to use up some of the time and some of the budget that you thought you were saving. There are also other problems. For example, once you've customized an off-the-shelf piece of software, you may be breaking the upgrade path. The upgrade path everybody's familiar with in your own lives, although you might not have heard it in software development. You sit down in front of your computer, you shut down, and the computer says, I'm applying software updates. And that happens invisibly without your having to even think about it. Well, products like Salesforce and QuickBooks, they have their own software upgrades and patches as well. They're for security reasons or new features. If you've customized your software, adding new features and functions and tweaking them, when the new software releases are given to you, they may make your customizations break. So you either have to redo the customization or not do the upgrade. Unfortunately, many companies sign up for strategy number 2, which means they go for years and years without upgrading their software and then face a costly upgrade later on. Finally, I'd like to mention a trend in software tools. It used to be 30, 40 years ago that doing something custom meant coding from scratch. You had coders in a room using languages and coding from scratch. These days, custom coding doesn't really look like that anymore. Programmers are using software frameworks, which gives them rapid application development methodologies, and you can see that the off-the-shelf world is starting to merge with the custom world, bringing those two things much closer together. Myth number 4, an in-house tech team is the best way to save money. This is also a predominant myth inside of businesses. I think sometimes a business, a CEO, a president likes the idea of programmers sitting in a room where he can control them, can see what they are doing and make requests daily, as opposed to hiring a vendor, an outside vendor, which seems expensive and somebody you don't know. And so many businesses sign up to have an in-house team to do a software product. The challenge here is that in-house programming teams are not suitable for every activity. There are, in the programming world, folks that I like to call the project types, and then there are folks that are more what I call the steady state types. Project types like to launch projects. They start at the beginning, they go through to the end with a big ta-da. It can be very stressful work, very exciting work as well, and very rewarding work. And many, many computer programmers like to do that kind of work. They often go to Silicon Valley and work for startups. The other type of technical person or programmer is not so much tuned for a project. That person wants to work in-house in a steady state, meaning working on internal systems, developing perhaps some new features, keeping the system running. Well, if you have a software project with requirements that need to be gathered and a programming phase and a launch phase, which can be very hectic and nerve-wracking, you are going to want the techies who are the project people. It's difficult for those people to be retained in an in-house shop because they want projects to be going on all the time. So for that reason alone, if you have a project, it's better to hire a group, usually an outside group, that's experienced in delivering projects. The other thing for businesses to consider with in-house programming teams is that you're going to have to learn how to train. The training's on you. You're going to have to learn to train the techies, hire them. This is a group of folks where there's often a lot of turnover. So having this comfort level of this team of people that I know sitting down the hall may not look like that in the end. There are a couple of places where in-house teams work well, and I've already referenced one of them. That's where you actually are in a steady state. The project has been delivered, it's been launched, you've gotten through the stressful period, and you need someone to maintain and enhance the software. And the other obvious place would be in a company where that's introducing projects all the time, where technology is core to the business as opposed to a side function or in a supporting role.